Augustas Marciulionis is a 4-year college player out of St. Mary's, measuring in at 6'4". Not sure about his wingspan, but I've seen some reports saying roughly 6'5" to 6'7", being a pretty big point guard, and yes, he is a true point guard, weighing in at roughly 185 pounds, so is a bit bigger than your standard point guard coming out of college. You know, he's not comparable to some of the 6'8" and 6'9" point guards that got drafted, but he is a pretty talented point guard nonetheless. And yes, like I said, he is a true point guard. Last season averaging 5.9 assists per game to only 2.1 turnovers per game. Nearly a 3 assist to turnover ratio here, and that's very good ball security, and simply leading their offense and being their floor general out there too. Not only that though, but he improved every single year in college, both from a scoring standpoint and a playmaking standpoint, going from averaging only about 2 assists per game, then up to 5.3 during his junior year, then finally to 5.9 during his 4th and final year at college. Or then for his scoring ability, improving every year in that category too, going from 3.1 points per game up to 5.9, then 12.4, finally finishing with 14.2 to go along with nearly 6 assists per game to go with it. So very impressive offensively, definitely knows how to run and coordinate an offense. That's something that's becoming increasingly hard to find at the NBA level. Guys are becoming more combo guards and focus more on scoring rather than knowing how to run an offense and actually being a true point guard. I mean, that's why Tyrese Haliburton is so rare nowadays. He's one of the very few young true point guards in the NBA. Yes, he can obviously score and do a bunch offensively, but the fact that he's such an efficient and reliable point guard is what kind of sets him apart from the younger guards that join the NBA today. So that might be a pathway for Augustas Marciulionis, being a backup and actually true point guard, comparable to a current NBA player like a Trey or Tyus Jones or even a TJ McConnell, guys that can run an offense and are efficient, low turnover ball handlers at the NBA level, all of which will always have a role on a team simply from how efficient and, again, how hard it is to find a true point guard in the NBA today. So pointing to guys like that, I would compare Augustas Marciulionis to them, and that's definitely a good thing for his outlook in my opinion. Being that true point guard, being able to run an offense off the bench and coordinate an offense when the starting point guard is out, then on top of that, even having some off-ball ability as well, is a pretty good off-ball cutter and off-ball mover for a point guard, is a decent 3-point shooter, albeit not a great one, shooting roughly 35% from 3 last season on 4.2 attempts per game, but all around I like his offensive game, is a low turnover, efficient offensive player, can run an offense, and has plenty of background doing it too. And then defensively, you know, he might not be the best defender, but unlike RJ Davis for example, he does have height and length on his side. Being roughly 6'4", so he can defend both 1s and 2s, can play at both shooting guard or point guard defensively, maybe even defend some smaller wing players, so does have that going for him. In addition to that, is a pretty crafty defender, averaging above 1 steal per game in both of the past 2 years at college, 1.4 during his junior year, then 1.3 during his senior year, having a steal rate of roughly 3%, and that's pretty good. Pointing to his defensive ability both off the ball and on the ball, is pretty crafty on defense, hopefully could turn out to be a guy like TJ McConnell, being a defensive pest and a guy that simply never gives up on defense despite his height or lack thereof. You know, not entirely the case with Marciulionis, but I think he can kind of replicate that, and if he really commits to it too. So in my opinion, great addition for the Lakers here with Augustas Marciulionis. I've seen some draft boards with him as a 2nd round draft pick, or definitely a 2-way contract if you want undrafted. So getting him for simply a training camp deal, no tied money to him or no guaranteed money for that contract, that's pretty impressive and really telling about the Lakers scouting department and what they can do after the draft ends. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.